Hi again, I'm the founder of Omnia Tarot, and I have been doing a review on the Harley Spencer Badass Tarot. I have to do this like every time, right? Like Badass Tarot. Going through still the major arcana or arcana, depending on how you want to pronounce it. I left off on the Hanged Man, if I believe correctly. I'm at work today, so I'm taking some of my lunch break to do this, so I won't spend much time, hopefully around 10 minutes, and see how much I can get through in that time. I remember in the Hanged Man, if you can remember, you had the mother, the lady, hanging upside down, seeing things from a different perspective, but also with the intention of, you know, giving up a lot of her happiness to make, you know, the greater good or to make her family happy. So this goes into the next card where, to me, I actually see the same lady this time in the Death card. And you can see here. And it's very interesting. This one, I know I say interesting a lot. It's one of my favorite words. But it is interesting how you see the lady. This time she's standing at a cemetery. Usually when you see the Death card, you see the skull and the bones, which you do see on the drink there, okay? But it's also usually a card that when you look at it, you automatically think, okay, Grim Reaper, you know, this death in this type of way. And I like this portrayal of it because to me, death is about, of course, letting things pass, getting rid of the old and accepting what's to come, accepting what's new. And normally, if I remember correctly, the Death card tends to be kind of in like the winter time, where winter does represent death, you know, the leaves, the trees, things dying, things going into hibernation and so forth. And in this card, I can tell it's spring, which is rebirth. Okay, so the renewal coming in. Why? Because I see the peony flowers in her hat. Okay, so it's kind of saying, okay, she realizes, and maybe from the Hanged Man, that all of the things that she was viewing, the things that she was doing that for the greater good, fuck it. You know, I live once, you know, and I want to be happy. So realizing that, taking the sip, this last sip of that, the old, getting rid of the old, bringing in the new energy, stepping in the direction of fulfillment and letting go. So that's what I get out of this card. Nice. All right, the next card is Temperance. And I think looking at this, a lot of things come into mind. For me, it's metallurgy. So it's this process of taking metal and making it even more tough, right? This is the process of tempering, actually, okay? So how that's done, you take this metal, you heat it to the point where it's below the metal, the melting point, and then it's cooled with air. And then it comes out tough. And how it comes out tough, or the science in that, is just for you to see that it is actually reducing the stress within the metal. So when I see this picture, I see fire in one hand and water in the other. And I don't smoke, but I know that when you light the fire, the marijuana, and when you inhale, that smoke would be so hot that it would actually burn your lungs. But it goes through the water to cool. It tempers, right? It modifies, right? So the balance and the counterbalance. And then when she gets it, what does it do? It relieves her stress. It could be that. And I think this is what I like, my interpretation of it in this way. But you can also look at it as, usually when you see Temperance, you see this static type of angel, right? And she's always this static angel. And when you look at nuns, they kind of have this static characteristic. But in order to be that all the time, there needs to be a balance and a counterbalance in order for you to maintain and continue to press forward. There has to be some temperance, right? In your mood or in what you need to do to move forward in life. So that I like, this is really fun, a fun card. Next card is the Devil. All right. When you're out of temperance and you're doing too much of one thing, okay? Now we're into the devil side of it, right? This is where we start to look at the temptations, the seduction part of the journey. You know, what is it that the addictions, that sometimes we get into? It might not necessarily be sex. It could be drugs. It could be addicted to support, addicted to money, addicted to attention, whatever it is, right? But sometimes we grasp onto things that have a false support, giving us some type of pleasure for now. And she's really enjoying it now. Yeah. Okay. I love this card because when I was a little girl, I used to play Tetris. And I was not that good at Tetris. I was always trying to beat my brother at Tetris, and I just couldn't do it. And my mom was really good at Tetris too. But everyone knows when you play Tetris, the foundation, the bottom, how you are building this tower, or how you're building the blocks, and actually releasing them is very, very, very important. If you build incorrectly, you will crash down. The game over, right? So I really like that it's important. Sometimes we come into, like, if you think of the Devil card again, these beliefs, you are so swayed or persuaded by what is making you feel good at the time, that you're kind of blinded, that even when you went into it, there's this your intuition was telling you, this is not exactly what you need to continue going. So then all of a sudden you're like you start to build this tower, which is gonna come crumbling down. It's like building a house on sand. That shit is gonna fall, right? So yeah, I like this, the Tower. All right, you guys, I only have a few minutes left. Let's see. The Star is the next one. Yeah, I mean, this is a different view, or a different interpretation of the star, right? I see the star right above her panty lines there on her back. And the star for me has always had a resemble of hope, right? But also, it's also a symbol of like everything's gonna be okay, the symbol of release, and like you're gonna be on top of things, just keep looking up. And I like when I say that, I see her on top of him, right? So she's gonna get this, like, it's kind of like after the storm, comes something really nice, something beautiful, something hopeful. So kind of like after the argument, sometimes makeup sex, sometimes, it's just like this whole view of being on top of things, feeling good, that everything's gonna be okay, for right now in this moment, Nice. I think the last one I will go over is the Moon. Check this one out, you guys. Mona Lisa, right? I mean, awesome. I think this says a lot. Mona Lisa has always been this mystery. People are always like, I feel like they're seeing things that are not there and making things out of things that, how do they make that up? constantly picking on, I mean, her health from the picture. Was Mona Lisa sick? Why doesn't Mona Lisa have eyelashes? You know, oh, did he forget to put eyelashes, or was it something else? I mean, constant stuff. Her smile, oh, when you look at it, she's smiling. But sometimes when you look away, she's not smiling. She has this, she has that. Does he know what he was doing when he was, oh, Lord, have mercy. And definitely, when I'm in my moon stage, I see things that aren't there, like shadows that aren't there. I make things up in my mind. My emotions run rampant, right? It's like this maze. It's like, you know, I'm here and then I'm there and then, oh, I ran into this. Oh, it might be that. It might be this. Oh, good God. So I think this is actually a really good interpretation of the moon. Okay, that's my 10 minutes. Oh, it's like 11 minutes. But I will be back with the rest. I hope you enjoyed these interpretations of Harley Spencer Badass Tarot.